Leo. Welcome to your end of November 2023 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. Okay. There's your card. Wow. I mean, look at this. How many major arcana cards do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty significant because there's a lot less major arcana than minor arcana in the tarot. So, the law of statistics would suggest that this is pretty much in favor of major events happening in the last half of the month. What's going on in the last half of the month? Astrologically, that might even indicate that. I have I think I do. Yeah, oh yeah, I've done all the November videos. So there's one for Leo that will give all the details. But in terms of what I'm thinking of, that Sagittarius season, as we end the month of November, and for Leo's, Sagittarius is the 5th house, which is the house that you rule in astrology. So that can be anything with love and creativity. The Sun card that's up there is connected to Leo, and because that's your ruler and that 5th house. So yeah, I mean, there might be some developments with that for sure. But the heart of the matter is the Death card. In this particular deck, they make a point of putting rebirth, which is really cool because, we live in this fear-based society that's like, oh my God, death. And it really is about transformation. And this, whenever you have transformation, you're going to automatically have death and rebirth. You're not going to have one without the other. And so this can, let me go to the past position and we'll understand more about this. In the past position, we have the Sun card, and this is a card that is just connected to all things positive in life. So this is a card of success, healing, abundance, love, creativity, children, joy. And but that's in the past position. So the Death card can indicate that something that you perceived as such a positive thing, that you have to transcend it for some reason. And so let's say this is connected to a job or a career. And it could be like, when I say job versus career, the difference is that it's a particular employer versus the career itself. Maybe you thought there was some kind of career that was your ideal career, that when you actually started working in it, you realize is just not what you had hoped it would be. And because you're a Leo, you're not going to just kind of deny yourself that, because you are like a seeker of joy in life. So the chances are pretty good that you're going to embrace the idea of, hey, it's time to move on. But because you're a fixed sign, even though you're a fire sign and you're very progressive, in other words, you're always looking forward, you still could have that part of yourself that's like, I don't really want to change. I don't really want to let go of this. And same with love. Something that started out very promising may not be that way right now. Red crosses use the Four of Pentacles. You can see the woman holding on to the coin purse. So money could be one reason that you refuse to move on. So if there's a job that is just not fulfilling to you, but it still pays very well, that's an example. And if you're in a relationship with someone, maybe it's like a marriage, for instance, and if you were to live on your own, that would really affect your finances. And with that other person, you may have a lifestyle that is very hard to let go of. Then these kinds of things are swirling around in your mind. Well, the higher message, the spiritual message, is the Six of Swords, which really does speak about moving on. This can be a physical relocation, but in general, this can be about choosing peace and moving away from the conflict. She's in a boat, and the black birds indicate that negativity, that conflict. And the bottom line is that even if something has a side to it that makes it hard to like give it up, ultimately it's about peace of mind. I mean, maybe that's just my opinion. Well, it is just my opinion, but I just think that when you don't have peace in your life and you have money, it's not going to cut it, because you're still going to have a lot of stress, and that stress can be very destructive. And it can really cut into that joy that the Sun card represents. And that's another thing too, is that with the Death card and right next to the Sun card, sometimes it's hard to wrap your brain around the fact that something that was so good, that felt so good, feels so bad now. For some of you, there may be another person in the picture. So maybe falling in love, maybe the Sun card means recently falling in love with someone, and that being the death knell for your marriage. And how do you reconcile that? Because Leo is known as being loyal, and you may feel a great deal of guilt about even thinking of ending your current relationship. What's coming in is the Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And it's all about cycles. It's all about understanding, where you're at, how you're aligned with life. And because, speaking of cycles, we just entered into an eclipse cycle with Aries, a fellow fire sign, and Libra, an air sign. And in particular, Aries falls in your ninth house, which is the house of freedom. I mean, it's a house of expansion, so it deals with long distance travel, higher education, your philosophical framework, including, God. And because you had a solar eclipse here last April, and that was the first eclipse in Aries, and so the Wheel of Fortune, actually the Wheel of Fortune is connected to Jupiter, and that's the ruler of the ninth house. So I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, the point is that you may be in a cycle right now where freedom is beckoning. And because of this, the universe puts out, opportunities for you to experience that freedom. But if you have relationships that are not really conducive to your freedom, then that will kind of show up as the counter to that. And you have to, I think you're going to be connecting those dots and seeing how freedom can either be there or not in your life. And the outcome is another. This is the Magician as the outcome card, and this is connected to another fire sign, which is Aries. And I just spoke about Aries when I was talking about that ninth house and that eclipse. But the point is that the Magician card is about being a co-creator of your reality. And so the Wheel and the Magician card, very interesting that they are next to each other, because I feel like you're really on the cusp of a growth cycle, Leo. And this can, who knows where this is going to take you in the next, if we just look at it from the Aries cycle in the next year, like where is this going to take you? But knowing that you have some say in this with the Magician is very important, because you're going to be directing your life maybe in a greater way than you ever have. And you no longer have to wait for something to happen. You can make it happen yourself. And by doing so, you're taking ownership of, how your reality is shaped. Obviously, we can't control everything, but some people don't think that they control anything. They think that they're just, kind of like this pawn in the game of life. And you're learning, I think, that you do have a lot of power to be able to change the trajectory of your life and make things happen the way you want them to happen. So that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, I'm promoting my deep dive package deal astrological readings, an hour of natal chart analysis, an hour of transits for the upcoming 12 months for a special price. And I have that package deal with a full-length tarot reading, which is another package deal. So that's 3 full-length readings called The Whole Enchilada. And I have standalone readings as well. You can find out more information at the link below. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Thank you for watching. Bye.